recording and share screen. And call to order the Senate meeting of March 8th, 2021. And we'll start with each of the senators going around and introducing themselves, as well as please pronounce your last names and say the preferred last name that you'd like to have when we say senator and then your last name. And I'll put up the list right here if you want to just go down the list of who's here. Senator Belay.
Hello. I'm in the quiet area. I just have to move. Can someone else go before me? 1 second.
I mean, sure, I can go before you if you need to get out of the quiet area. So last name is Cvetojevic. Hopefully it's not extremely hard to pronounce. But if you mess up a few times, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And are we doing introductions as well, or? Okay.
Sure.
So
yeah, you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Gregor, a sophomore student and majoring in neuroscience.
Okay, I can go now. And I'm a sophomore.
Senator Dillingham.
I am Blaine, and I'm a freshman.
Hi, my name is Michaela Fuchs, and I'm a sophomore.
Hi, my name is Noah Hathaway, and I'm a freshman.
Okay. I'm Rafael Ramirez. I'm a senior. Nice to meet you.
Boris.
Am I next? Okay,
Yeah.
great. Okay, so yeah, my name is Boris. Last name is Sorokin. So it's Senator Sorokin. Yeah, and as for introduction, I mean, my majors are public health and economics, hopefully double majoring with econ as either second major or a minor. And yeah, I think, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hi, I'm Eden Thomas. I'm a senator and the Administration Review Committee chair, and I'm majoring in business and philosophy, and I'm a senior. I think that's everything. Nice to meet everyone.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Yoon. I'm a freshman and hopefully majoring in BCS.
All right. Did any other senators come in after we'd started? Oh, I see one in the waiting room. We'll put Cesar on the spot. So we were just doing introductions. Cesar, do you want to introduce yourself?
All right. Thank you, Alexander. I am Cesar Febres Cordero. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a senior, double majoring in international relations and business. I'm now here in Senate, and I'm the chair of the Academic Affairs Committee. Thank you.
All right. So based on that, we don't need to do a formal attendance because we have who was here. And then can you, Matt, just say the number of senators we have present?
Sure, we have 10 out of 11 senators present. Oh, and by the way, my name is Matt. I'm a sophomore and I'm majoring in political science. I'm the deputy speaker.
All right. I am the speaker. I am Alexander. You will hopefully hear very little of me throughout the meeting. And we can now move to the Genesee. Full many fair and famous streams beneath the sun there be, yet more to us than any seems our own dear Genesee. We love her banks and stately falls, for to our minds they bring our dear old alma mater's halls, where sweetest memories cling, as flows the river gathering force along her steadfast way. May we along life's devious course grow stronger day by day.
Day by day.
And may our hearts where'er we roam forever loyal be to our beloved college home beside the Genesee. All right, we'll now move into a reading of the land acknowledgement. Would a senator like to read this land acknowledgement? Senator Hathaway.
We would like to acknowledge with respect to the Seneca Nation, known as the Great Hill People and keepers of the western door of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy. We take this opportunity to thank the original caretakers on whose ancestral lands the University of Rochester currently resides in Rochester, New York.
Perfect, thank you. And we'll now go to open forum. Are there any points of discussion for open forum? This is a space for anyone from student government, from the student body, who wants to share something with the Senate and the public. You are welcome. Seeing no discussion, we'll move into this government discussion. Anything that anyone wants to add or discuss?
I think Noah had his hand up.
I think that was from the previous,
you think?
the land acknowledgement. Yeah. Anything else for open forum? All right, so during discussion, is there anything anyone from student government wants to talk about in addition to what's written here? All right, seeing and hearing no discussion.
I'm sorry. So, yeah, I would like to bring up one update that's not specifically listed there.
Sure.
Okay. So I just wanted to first, would you mind actually scrolling down to the specific part of elections rules committee? Great. Okay. I just wanted to let senators know two things. The first is if you could please help us out by filling out that survey. It's regarding how the next SA president would be elected, as well as how senator vacancies should be filled. The second thing was that if you could provide feedback on a proposed constitutional amendment that the Elections and Rules Committee has been working on for a while and would be proposing to the Senate in the upcoming week or two, perhaps in a modified form. So your feedback would be really appreciated. And feel free to reach out to me if you have questions or comments on that GDoc. All right, I yield.
All right, any discussion on elections and rules or any of the other updates on the agenda? All right, seeing none, we can move into administrative business. Is there a motion? Any senator can make a motion during the meeting, and for your convenience, we've written out possible motions on the agenda. Senator Hathaway.
Motion to approve the minutes from 2/15/21 and the minutes from 2/22/21.
Is there a second on that motion? Senator Ramirez.
Second.
All right. Is there any discussion on the minutes? All right, seeing none, we will vote by unanimous consent. Is there any dissent on approving this motion? Seeing and hearing none, it passes. Is there a motion? Senator Ramirez.
Motion to approve Umar Faye, Ibrahim Adelwahabi, I'm sorry, Amani Zaid, Mahran, Marissa Carlson, and Lisbeth Hernandez as student accountants on the Students Association Appropriations Committee.
All right, is there a second on that motion? Senator Thomas. Turn it over to Sez if you want to explain a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so hi everyone. My name is Sez. I am the SA treasurer or head of the appropriations committee. And basically we, over the last couple of weeks, have been doing hiring, which included applications like a supplemental writing pieces, as well as your resume, followed by interviews with the whole committee. And the committee voted and found 5 great candidates, the 5 listed here. I mean, I don't really have anything else to say besides that they will do very well as student accountants. And if you have any questions about the process, I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you.
All right, is there any other discussion on this motion? Seeing none, we will move into a vote by roll call when the deputy speaker is ready.
New senators, please, apologies if I mess up your names. I'm gonna try my best. Senator Art Arkin is absent. Senator Bile,
Yes.
Senator Svetovich,
Yes.
Senator Dillingham,
Yes.
Senator Febres-Cordero,
Yes.
Senator Fuchs,
Yes.
Senator Hathaway,
Yes.
Senator Ramirez,
Yes.
Senator Sorokin,
Aye.
Senator Thomas,
Yes.
Senator Yoon.
Yes.
10 yeses, 1 abstention.
All right, the motion passes. Congratulations. Is there a motion? Senator Ramirez.
Motion to approve Boris Sorokin as a senator on the Elections and Rules Committee.
Is there a second on that motion? Senator Thomas. All right, this is a pretty standard motion of approving a senator as a member of a committee, but I'll turn it over to Parliamentarian Sahin if you want to explain a little more about any part of it, or Senator Sorokin if you want to introduce yourself again.
I'll just give a very short introduction. So, I mean, yeah, Boris already introduced himself. He used to be the deputy parliamentarian. So I think that he already has an understanding of what we're working on within the committee. So I think that was, even though he had to resign from his deputy parliamentarian position to accept his position as a senator, I think that's the only reason why. Just ensuring that he's a member of the committee. It's just, yeah, that's it. It's nothing much.
All right, any other discussion on the motion?
Yeah, just wanted to add that, as Stefan said, there is indeed no changes. I was sitting on this committee since beginning of the academic year, and I was there on each and every meeting starting the year. So yeah, it's nothing is going to change if this motion is adopted.
All right, anything else to add or discuss? All right, seeing none, we will vote by, I don't remember how we did this before. We will vote by roll call. The deputy speaker's ready.
Senator Arnarkin is absent. Senator Abile,
Yes.
Senator Svetovich,
Yes.
Senator Dillingham,
Yes.
Senator Febres Cordero,
Aye.
Senator Fuchs,
Yes.
Senator Hathaway,
Yes.
Senator Ramirez,
Yes.
Senator Sorkin,
Abstain.
Senator Thomas,
Yes.
Senator Yoon.
Yes.
9 yeses, 2 abstentions.
All right, the motion passes. Congratulations. Is there a motion? Senator Ramirez.
Motion to approve the Elections Policy and Procedure Manual.
Is there a second on that motion? Senator Hathaway.
Second.
All right, does anyone want to discuss the approval of the policy and procedure manual? If the parliamentarian would like to add anything, I'm not sure if our elections coordinator is here.
Yeah, all right. So the
Sorry to put you on the spot.
no, that's fine. You left it open-ended if anyone would like to add anything, and there's not really much to add, so I didn't pipe in until you called me out. So it's creating more flexibility in terms of elections rules for this upcoming spring 2021 election. One notable change was that there's like some boundaries for students being able to send out emails, which wasn't permissible in the past. And I think that we're trying to allow students to still have means of campaigning, recognizing the current situation with in-person campaigning not being feasible or safe. So I think that basically summarizes it. Let me know if anyone has questions.
All right, anything to add or discuss? All right, seeing none, we'll vote by roll call when the deputy speaker is ready.
Okay, Senator Arnarkin is absent. Senator Abile,
Yes.
Senator Svetovich,
Yes.
Senator Dillingham,
Yes.
Senator Febres Cordero,
Aye.
Senator Fuchs,
Yes.
Senator Hathaway,
Yes.
Senator Ramirez, Senator Sorkin,
Aye.
Senator Thomas,
Yes.
Senator Yoon.
Yes.
9 yeses, 2 abstentions.
All right, motion passes. Congrats. Is there a motion? Senator Svetojevich. I say that right?
Yeah, it was a good try.
Okay.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Apologies.
So, motion to approve Senate statement of support for the Asian and Asian American community at the University of Rochester amid recent racially motivated assault.
Is there a second on that motion? Senator Ramirez.
Second.
Yeah, I second the motion.
Yes.
All right, we'll give it to Senator Bile.
Yeah, I second the motion.
All right. Does anyone from International Student Affairs want to discuss the statement?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think there's necessarily a lot of discussion that's going to happen here, but just a few sentences. So I think we're all up to date about what's happening and what's been happening recently. And this is more of like, as it says, a statement of support to acknowledge that the University of Rochester and the SA government really support these students who have been affected by these hate crimes.
Would anyone like to add anything or discuss? All right, seeing none, we will vote by roll call and the deputy speaker is ready.
Okay, Senator Arnarkin is absent. Senator Belay,
Yes.
Senator Svetovich,
Yes.
Senator Dillingham,
Yes.
Senator Febres Cordero,
Aye.
Senator Fuchs,
Yes.
Senator Hathaway,
Yes.
Senator Ramirez,
Yes.
Senator Sorkin,
Aye.
Senator Thomas,
Yes.
Senator Yoon.
Yes.
10 yeses, 1 abstention.
All right, motion passes. Congratulations. Is there a motion? Senator Thomas.
Motion to discuss, sorry, 1 second, the pilot guest policy.
Is there a second on that motion?
Second.
Senator Sorokin. All right. Does anyone want to, well, actually, sorry, we're going to vote on that motion by unanimous consent. So is there any dissent on discussing the pilot guest policy? All right, seeing and hearing none, we will now enter a period of discussion. There's no vote at the end of this. It's just a free space to discuss. So since you raised the motion, Senator Thomas, I'll give you a space first if you want to say anything about it or ask questions.
I actually would like to hear from Connor, if that's okay. I know that he knows a lot more than I do. So I yield to Connor.
Thanks, Eden. So I want to give you folks a bit of an update about SA's involvement in the vegetation policy rollout. I know in the communications, it stressed a lot of SA's involvement, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that because we weren't entirely transparent about how that happened. So I want to, first of all, be really clear about how that happened and sort of the extent of my involvement with it. As many of you may already know, I've been advocating for changing the guest policy and visitation policy for quite a few months at this point. I worked with a pretty solid team to do so, and we came up with a few initial proposals at the end of last semester. We ended up continuing those conversations informally, but only recently did we have movement. So I want to say roughly between 3 and 4 weeks ago, I got called in to speak to Kurt. So I spoke to Kurt, which is the overarching coronavirus university response team for the college. And we had a pretty long conversation about mental health, student life, community, all those sorts of things that really matter to students, as well as sort of alternatives to consider. So assuming a certain level of compliance with random narrowly selected testing that's this, and along with, as long as we keep below a certain number of cases. If both of those things are currently in place, then by the 15th, we should be able to roll out the policy. Now, to really clear with all of you folks, the level of surveillance testing compliance is sort of lower than where it needs to be. It's lower than where it needs to be to keep our campus safe, but it's also lower than where it needs to be to keep our campus safe under the new policy. So one thing that I think we should definitely ramp up in the next week or so is pushing that people participate in those surveillance testing tests, even when maybe they don't think they need to or want to or whatever, because first of all, we really advocated for more testing after last semester. So we're really just trying to keep our community safe. I know there's a lot of questions about sort of what the process will look like, and I'm happy to answer them, along with sort of trying to clarify what the actual policy will look like in practice. But just to clarify, SA was pretty deeply involved on multiple levels for a really long time in order to make this change. So I'm really happy to announce that our impact really mattered. our voices were heard. And so if any of you have questions, comments, concerns, and so on, I'm happy to listen to them. I'm going to probably note them down as best I can. And then following a few conversations this week, I want to get back to you as soon as I can. If everyone's cool with that, I yield.
I also yield.
All right. Would anyone else like to get on the speakers list to discuss? In other words, is there any other discussion? Senator Ramirez.
Connor, I think you mentioned that compliance for the testing has gone down. How will that have an impact on like the policy? And do you know if the university is doing anything to try to make sure that students are staying compliant?
Do you? Are we even managing procedure at this point, Xander?
I'm just assuming that he's yielding to you. So
okay.
Yes, I yield to Connor. Sorry.
No worries, Rafa. Thanks so much. So yeah, I mean, it's a really big priority that we have surveillance testing. That's one of the ways that we can afford a little bit of a laxer policy or a less conservative policy with regard to COVID risk. The idea that we're just testing people more often, so hopefully we're going to catch things before they develop. So, I mean, I'm happy to talk about that policy specifically, but when it comes to just making sure that people show up to appointments, last time I checked in about that issue, the UHS was reaching out to more than 1,000 people per week, assuming that there was going to be a certain level of yield, people signing up. So, consistently we've had under the goal number of people showing up for surveillance testing completely, consistently. So that's not great. And there's two subcategories of people who maybe aren't complying, right? So there's the people who get the email and never sign up for that week. There's also the people who sign up and then don't show up. I think those are two sort of very different problems to solve. One, when it comes to the first group, is making sure they open the email, select a time, and that it values to them. And I think, when it comes to that, the students we want to reach there are students who are maybe living off campus, for whom it's a little bit inconvenient for them to show up. But they still still show up to classes, that sort of thing, that category. When it means, students who are, when it comes to students who are, signing up for times, but maybe not showing up to them, I think that's a harder nut to crack. And I think that what I proposed, which I'm happy to hear input about, is just that they get followed up with saying, hey, you didn't show up for this appointment. Is there anything going on? Maybe to link them with the CARE network, that sort of thing, in case they need any additional support. And then just sort of check in with them. So it would be a call to an administrator, someone like that, someone from the UHS support staff. Then if they don't respond to that, then we can escalate it from there. But I really just want to make sure that we're making sure people get the information they need. So I think my larger concern is just the people who maybe aren't responding to the email in any case. I don't know if I need to yield, but that's the end of my answer. Rafa, I'm also happy to follow up on that afterwards.
Yeah, awesome. I'll reach out to you. I think that's pretty much it. I'm kind of like hearing this. I'm wondering if we can do like some sort of like collaborate with PR and try like make some flyer, just like encouraging students to making that they're going to their appointment or some sort of like social media campaign we can do potentially. With that, I yield.
Senator Thomas.
I yield to VP Haddad.
I wanted to ask something, but Connor kind of indirectly answered it as well. I wanted to see like if we know a little more about the demographic of people who weren't kind of going to the test, because at one point you have a concern that they weren't testing enough, and when we test enough, people don't show up, so it's a little frustrating. So is there like specific demographics, or are you just guessing that they're off-campus students who are kind of finding it difficult to come to campus for those tests?
So the last time I heard the stats was roughly 3 to 4 weeks ago, so it's probably not up to date. And also when it comes to specific demographics, we should be able to figure that out if we talk to UHS. I know Ralph Manchester has sort of the spreadsheet with all the information attached to it. I just don't know it. We're trying to keep it siloed off for privacy reasons, but we could definitely follow up about that.
Okay, I definitely think that's a good idea. Another point I wanted to mention was for Senator Ramirez. I know just from the point of like advertising it, because I know Justina's probably very excited about that. I saw her jump on the in the gallery. We are definitely like doing promotions with that, but I don't want to take off like the fire from her because I'm pretty sure she has a lot more to talk about in terms of that. So I'll just yield back to Senator Thomas.
And I'll yield to Parliamentarian Sahin.
Thank you. I just had one question about how often students are being reached out to for like the surveillance test, because I was reached out to, I think, like the first week of classes, and I haven't been reached out to since. I mean, I do get a lot of emails, but I'm pretty diligent about making sure that I, fill out all of the UHS, like Dr. Chatbot and stuff. So I don't know. That's my question about how often I can feel to Connor.
UHS's modeling system, the surveillance testing is truly random, which means that a person, it's probable given the number that like a person's probably been tested, randomly selected for testing every single week. So Greg, I see put in the chat that he's been tested 10 times. That's a lot of tests. But that's just the way that they've made the public health monitoring system. It's not per student, it's randomly selection from like a lottery of people. So does that, oh, sorry, Gregor, you said a friend. Okay, gotcha. So it could be really any range. That would explain sort of, I think, the frustration that I'm seeing in some students on social media who said, well, some people haven't been tested at all since, some people have been tested way too many times, like what's the issue here? The randomness is a feature, not necessarily a bug. But if we want to change the model, we can probably talk to UHS about that if people believe that would be a helpful change.
Yeah, maybe just a suggestion, maybe like at least a student is tested every month, perhaps. I think that, sure, maybe the default can be randomness, but then ensuring like by the 4th week of every month that any students who weren't randomly selected previously or something like that, that they can be tested. Something like that, perhaps, if you're worried about, some students having too many tests and getting annoyed with it, and then some students perhaps not even being tested at all because they're not being reached out to. Yep.
Sure, I
yield. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It's back to me, right, Sander?
Yes. You've had the floor the whole time, so.
Yeah, okay, great. I'm gonna yield to President Gorka.
Yeah, on that, concerning comments in the chat, Cesar, the fact that you haven't been tested since August, I've heard individual stories of students specifically living like within Rochester, but not in residential housing, not getting selected as frequently or not getting selected at all. Something we could probably look into is who to contact within UHS if that problem is still persisting. But yeah, on average, with the randomization model, like you should ideally be getting tested every 2 weeks. I'm getting tested again, I think tomorrow or either Wednesday. I can't remember when I scheduled, I'll have to double check. But on the PR front, I'm hoping to get like some videos and photos of when I go testing to like make the PR a little bit more engaging around surveillance testing. Because again, like it's quicker, it's not as invasive as last semester. So I don't know, and there might be a plethora of reasons why people aren't going, except what I will say is the records are pretty up to date on who's on campus. So I mean, the first couple weeks, I think we were getting on average like 450 people not showing up to their surveillance testing. But through reaching out to the folks that didn't respond to those surveillance emails, making sure everybody filled out their spring semester plans form, the one that Dean Runner, I believe, sent out earlier in the year, they've narrowed it down. So we have like a pretty set list, and I don't know the stats up to date. I think the last time I talked about it was with Dr. Manchester on last week. So we're gonna have another CURT Student Advisory Board meeting at the end of this week. So we'll probably be mentioning that as well. But yeah, for PR, stay tuned. I yield.
With that, I also yield.
All right. Are there any other questions or points of discussion about the residential guest policy? Go ahead, Connor. We don't need to do this whole formal yield thing. I'll just yield to you.
Sure. So as one just final thing, this is going to be an ongoing conversation. It needs to be an ongoing conversation. If at any point you have questions or friends with questions or anything concerning or anything you want to add, please reach out to me. I try to be as receptive as possible. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. This is a priority, not just for me, but for the Student Association. So let's just make sure that this rollout runs smoothly. And I absolutely just want to stress that you can access me. I will put my email in the chat if you need to contact me, but also feel free to reach out on Messenger. That's all I've got to say. Thanks.
All right. Anything else? Otherwise, we will move into other motions. All right. Is there a motion? Senator Thomas.
Motion to overrule all applicable governing documents to approve legislative advocacy plan spring 2021 and any modifications that may be made to it by the Speaker of the Senate or a 2/3 vote of the entire Senate for the remainder of this Senate term.
Is there a second on that motion?
Second.
All right, Senator Hathaway. And we will now move into discussion, and I'm going to move into the gallery and let the Deputy Speaker take the place. So I will, I may be yielded to, but only in the context of as a gallery member.
Senator Sorokin.
Yes, I just wanted to motion to amend motion 158 by changing the line that states 2/3 of the entire Senate to say 2/3 vote of the present senators.
Okay, is there a second on that motion? Okay, Senator Thomas, we can go into a discussion. Senator Sorokin, do you want to talk about why?
Yeah, I think it's a small but pretty significant thing because the size of our Senate is already kind of not that big, but sometimes we may still have some people not coming to the meetings, such as today, for example, we had like at least one person who didn't show up. And I just think that in case of, given how volatile the time is right now, given how stressful it is, I just think that making any limitations to the entire Senate will be just an extra burden in case if we need to overrule something in this document, which is, I mean, like not great, given that we already kind of in the very stressful times when people can, our Senate is small, some people may not show up. I believe that changing it from 2/3 of the entire Senate to 2/3 of the present senators will just make it a bit more practical if there is a need to overrule something. Yeah, I yield to the floor.
Senator Thomas.
I yield to Micah Greenberg.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I think in the bylaws right now, it says that to overrule the bylaws, you need a 2/3 vote of the entire Senate. And sort of my understanding is that this document is basically replacing the governing documents briefly. And you could sort of say it's basically replacing the bylaws briefly. And so you're saying to overrule that, you would need 2/3 of the entire Senate, which is what we do for the bylaws. And I also would say that I personally think that entire means of the people who are on Senate, which is 11 people right now, not however many. So it's a difference between right now it would be 11 and 10 is the point. Yeah, that's it. I yield.
I yield to Parliamentarian Sahin.
Right, thanks. So regarding, I just want to quickly respond to Micah. It's going to take 2/3 vote of the entire Senate to pass this motion, but you're overruling the bylaws, and you can, in the process of doing that, set a lower threshold for yourselves if you want to amend this document, as at least how I see it. And Micah is right that I think 2/3 vote of the entire Senate means of the current members of Senate, so that's out of 11. And yeah, I think that generally Boris might have been saying that there's not a lot of room for or margin for absences, and that just might cause difficulty. All right, I yield.
I yield back to the floor.
Senator Sorokin, do you want to speak again, or?
Oh no, actually, yeah, Typhoon pretty much said everything what I, sorry. Parliamentarian Sahin said everything what I wanted to say, but even though it's just one person, make it just a little bit more flexible would be, would be a bit better given, again, how stressful the times are and how, how uncertain everything is right now with all the environment circumstances. We kind of ended up being at. Yeah, yield to the floor.
Okay, so I think we're going to go to a vote by roll call, and Senator Thomas will be acting deputy speaker during this portion. So a yes vote would change the motion 159 to include the line of the present Senate instead of the entire Senate. So Senator Thomas, when you're ready.
Oh my gosh, 1 second. Okay, I'm making sure I get the vote tally right. Now I'm 3 positions all at one time. This is crazy. Senator Aron Arkin. Senator Belay.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm gonna butcher this. I'm so sorry. Senator. Oh my gosh, Gregor, I'm so sorry. Can you just say it for me? And then
Yeah, it's Cvetojevic. Try it. That's fine. It's a hard one. I understand.
Cvetojevic. I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was not terrible. It's okay. Yes.
Senator Dillingham.
Yes.
Senator Fabrice Cordero.
Aye.
Senator Fuchs.
Yes.
Senator Hathaway.
Yes.
Senator Ramirez.
Yes.
Senator Sorkin.
Aye.
Senator Thomas, yes. And Senator Yoon.
Yes.
All right, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yeses, the motion passes.
Okay, so now that we changed the line, is there a motion? Because, or I guess, are we still in the previous motion? Like, parliamentarian, help me out. Are we still in motion 1?
Yeah. So now you re-enter discussion on the now new amended motion.
Okay.
Motion to move to the previous question.
Okay, so now Boris is just moving directly to voting.
Okay. So is this a motion or are we just going to vote?
Point of order.
I'm very confused.
If there's no further discussion, you could just move directly to a vote rather than having to make a motion to move to a vote, which eliminates, it speeds things up.
Okay, let's do that. If there's no further discussion. All right, so whenever Acting Deputy Speaker, Senator Chair Thomas is ready, go ahead.
Okay, we couldn't do it unanimous consent again. Okay. Senator Arnarkin. Senator Belay.
Yes.
Senator Shatakovich. Oh my god.
Yes.
So sorry. Senator Dillingham.
Yes.
Senator Fabrice Cordero.
Aye.
Senator Fuchs.
Yes.
Senator Hathaway.
Yes.
Senator Ramirez.
Yes.
Senator Sorkin.
Aye.
Senator Thomas, yes. Senator Yoon.
Yes.
With 10 yeses, the motion passes.
Great. Is there a motion?
So I'm gonna bring myself back.
Okay, go ahead.
Is there a motion? Senator Thomas. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
Senator Svetojevic? Is that close?
Yes, that's close. Yes.
All right. Is there any dissent on the motion to adjourn? Seeing and hearing none, we are adjourned.
Thanks, everyone.